Oh man, welcome back to the Sex Mechanic Podcast, y'all. I am the Sex Mechanic, aka Jeanson Benoit, aka Mr. Confident Creator, aka Born to Explore, aka I Did It My Way, and I have the lovely, the exciting, the passionate Joanne joining me again for
I
this
love
episode.
exciting. I like that.
Yeah, so thank you for joining me today
Thank you
again.
for having me again.
Yeah, it's we tend to have a lot of fun when you're on the show, so um yeah, welcome. And this is the podcast about sex, dating, and situationships, and my situations and experiences around those topics. And in this case, too, some of Joanne's
Um,
experiences as well.
Thank you for
Yeah,
clarifying.
yeah. So you already know. First of all, how's everything? How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing? Maybe not as great as you are, but yeah, I'm good.
Really? That's what we're doing. I'm
We
doing.
got
I'm
to
doing.
start it off early. Come on.
I'm doing okay. You know what? Not as well
Come
as maybe people
on.
would think. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, so I learned something about myself, right? I learned that right now, after a year, what was it, a year and like 8 months of not having sex, I got a lot of pent up sexual energy. I mean, even, you know what I'm saying, even though I've gotten back into it somewhat, I've got a lot more to go. And
That's so interesting.
it's no reflection on the people I've been with. It's more of like I just need to get a lot of this out. So I
Okay.
got to
So
figure
that
something
was
out.
going to be my question. Like, do you
What
feel
was
like
it?
you just need to have a lot of sex or you just feel super horny? Like, what does that feel
It's
like?
kind of a combination of both. So I feel like at the moment I need either like multiple weekend long sessions, like, you know what I'm saying, like at least 2 days, like Friday and Saturday or Saturday and Sunday,
Okay.
or 3 to 4 times a week, weekly, right now, like to kind of get myself back into, to where I could like manage. Because when I'm dealing with somebody, I don't actually need it that much. Like 1 to 2 times a week
I'm the
kind of holds me
opposite.
over.
I'm the
Oh,
opposite.
really?
Yeah.
So when you're with somebody, you need like, what's your number? Do you feel like is satisfactory? More than 3 to 4 a week?
Maybe like 5 to 6.
Okay, all right. You
Yeah,
might as well say the whole damn week because
yeah.
that's pretty much the whole week.
I was going to, but then I said, let me just
You don't want to
but
sound unreasonable,
yeah,
right?
he might be tired, maybe he had a long day at work. 5 to 6 days, I think, is a good number.
Okay, well, that is definitely opposite. Goodness. But you know what? I'm definitely
Dang,
feeling like,
thank goodness.
no. I'm saying like I'm feeling like that right now. So I feel you. Like I know what that feels like. Uh
So what I feel like you're in a little bit of a pickle just
why you
because
say
I
that?
know, well, you know what?
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. I want to hear.
Just because I don't know. I don't know how much I could say. So I
I
don't want
want
to
to hear. I want to hear kind of what the pickle is without
because
being
like
too
well,
detailed.
okay, all right. So are you able to have sex this as much as you need to right now? Is that a possibility?
It is, but I would have to build up some type of
Rapport.
roster. What was
Oh,
what I was gonna say. I'm gonna be real with you
so this is not just
because
one person.
no. It would have to be. It would probably have to be multiple because whoever I'm dealing with now is not
Yeah,
here. You
right.
know what I'm saying? So to
That's
hold
what I
me
was
over,
leaning towards. I didn't know, what I could say.
yeah. So to hold me over, I probably will have to either build a roster or I don't know. I'll figure it
Oh,
out. Either
does
way.
that person know
What?
that you might be building a roster? Would they be
They
okay
have
with you building a roster?
they have an idea. Actually, you know what? That leads into part of what we're talking about
Okay,
today.
great. I'm
Um,
glad I could kick it off.
but first, we got to start with a rant and
Mm,
or pet peeve. So I'm gonna start this off right. I um I was reintroduced to this right. I don't like repeating myself, and when I say repeating myself, I don't like not like somebody saying, "Wait, what'd you say?" Can you say that again? Not like that. I'm saying repeating myself as in I made a point about where I stand or how I feel, and a person either takes that and comes up with their own assessment. That's not what I said, or they just, they asked me to repeat the same thing over and over, even though they heard me very clear.
So
So
not in the same session. So you've said how you feel or where you stand, and then maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, it
not
comes
even
up
2 or 3 weeks. Let's say,
again.
it could be some days, but the worst one though is when I say what I feel and what I mean. I'm very like I'm you know me. I'm very straightforward. I don't pull a lot of punches when I'm expressing myself
Okay.
to
We
people.
know. I'm aware.
Especially when somebody asks me. If somebody asks me, I'm gonna be real with you. And so for somebody to take that and then be like, "Oh, okay, I hear what you're saying, but your face is telling me something different, or your body language is saying something different." I'm like,
Mm.
listen, I'm telling you what I mean, and I'm trying to say it in the nicest way possible. So please believe me. I just don't like when people don't believe me, and then I have to repeat myself again, I guess. So
I was going to ask for an example, but that's a very good one.
that would be an example right there of a specific
Hmm.
situation. What do you have? Do you have anything along those lines, or just something else random?
Something else.
Go
Oh my
ahead. Oh
god.
shit, you look like you've been
So
thinking about this for a while.
because it happened to me recently, like I don't even know how to. So like I'm talking to somebody
Hmm.
and it's not gonna work for whatever reason. Like with this particular person, it was the distance.
Hmm.
Fine. Don't keep trying to spin the block because it was on him. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
the issue was with him. And so I'm like, all right, well, this is not going to work, obviously. Leave it alone. But then he keeps coming back around. And it's just kind of like, you're either one, confuse yourself or you're trying to play mind games. And let me tell you,
You're not the one.
I'm not the one or the two. And furthermore, like we too old for this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not, I'm very okay with like us not being on the same page. It's not gonna work. Fine. Don't keep trying to come back around to this page. We've already established this is not what it is.
Hmm.
And I just feel like my tolerance for that just gets shorter and shorter the older I get.
Mm.
So that's kind of where I'm at with it right now. Like I'm very just it's annoying. And this person, I'm very good at cutting people off. I mean,
Hmm.
you never existed to me. And that's typically what I do with my exes. I really he's not an ex, but whatever. I did not want to be that way with him because he didn't really do anything to me. It's
Hmm.
just really something that's not going to work. I think we click very well, but we don't live anywhere near each other. But I'm this close to putting him in that box, and I don't want to do that. I don't
Mm.
want to put you in the fuck you box, but I
Mm.
feel like he's inching his way over there. So that's my rant. That's my rant, my pet peeve, my like
Okay, so
niggas need to do better.
I think I know the answer to this, but I'm gonna ask anyway because of what we just talked about before we got on air. Um, have you tried telling him how annoying that is to? Have you run that across him yet? Or
So when I have tried to bring it up, I remember the first time I brought not specifically that topic or that subject, but something that kind of was leading into that. He was like, it's funny because I had just spoke to him and he was like, "Oh, I'm on my lunch break, whatever, whatever." I'm like, "Great." I mean, we were on the phone maybe 10 minutes when I brought it up and he was like, "Oh, I got to go. My lunch is over." I'm like, "Bro, you just okay, whatever."
hmm,
I let it ride and then I brought it up again and he was like, "Why you want to argue?" And I'm like, "How am I arguing?"
just trying to have a conversation.
And I think I mentioned on one of the previous podcasts that where I'm at in life right now, I'm getting everything out on the first date. What do you want to do? Are you looking for a relationship? Do you want more kids? Like I'm asking all the pertinent questions to make sure we are aligned in what we want from each
Hmm.
other. Before I could even get to those questions with him, he was like, I'm from Miami. I'm already looking for jobs in Miami. He has a very, I'm gonna say this, he has a very good position with Home Depot. Oh, I'm not putting this man business out there, but very good paying job.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
with a retail company. Got you. Hmm.
Right. But he was like, I'm from Miami. I was already looking for positions in Miami. Like, this is perfect. I'm coming to see you next week. I'm like, okay, great. That never happened. And don't even
Mm.
let me bring up like, you know, he was looking for this position. It was open, blah, blah. I'm like, so what happened with that? Why you want to argue? And I'm like, how am I arguing by following up on something that you said? So it just,
So the part two about the person not keeping their word, is that also in there in terms of
yes,
not
like
being
several times this person
okay?
was like, I'm going to come. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm coming. And never came, never. So it's just kind of like, don't try to split in the block with me.
Mm.
Cause I can get,
You
you'll
could
never
turn the
hear from
switch.
me again.
You
You'll
could
be like,
turn the
damn, did
switch
I
on.
know a girl? Did I know? I thought I knew a girl named Joanne. Like, mm-mm.
Okay.
Cheers, by the way. We didn't cheers before.
Oh yeah, we
Or we
did.
didn't toast.
Cheers,
Let me
cheers,
turn that
toast.
because
Look, see,
I ain't got no sponsors yet, so I'm turning that around. Cheers. All right, those were
that's my
good.
rant.
I like those. Okay.
Stand on
Uh,
your word. Mean what you say what you mean.
Absolutely. I agree. No disagreements right now. So, the topic for today is, have you ever talked yourself out of some pussy? For me, obviously, that's how I would word it because, that's what I go after, or that's what I like.
Hunt.
I don't hunt. Okay, that's what I
I was
like.
trying to find a better word for go
That's
after.
what I that's what
So
I connect. That's what I connect with. I connect
okay.
with, the vaginal area very well. Um, so in your case, obviously though, you could also talk yourself out of some, even though that's a lot less likely, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's possible. And also, I'm sure you might have had one or two situations where somebody has talked themselves out of out of the
Yeah.
mood. So
Did we ever discuss this before?
we kind of, no. So we touched on it. You said, people be talking themselves out of it. And I was like, oh, that's
Okay.
something we should get into a little bit further on another episode for
Okay.
sure. So, um, yeah, let me hear if you have one that you can share, please.
I mean, in general, in general,
Okay, in general.
when a woman meets a man, she
Hmm.
knows if she's interested in sleeping with him or not. Or,
Hmm.
whoever, she meets another woman, whatever. When she
Yeah.
meets someone, she knows.
Yep.
It might not be like, we're having sex tonight, next week, next month, but that
Yep.
is there.
Very early.
So men don't even realize y'all start with all your points. You know what I'm saying? If it takes you 100 points to get to that, you already have 100.
And
You
only
are
thing is
slowly,
deduction.
you're deducting. You are deducting. You are deducting. And sometimes
Oh man.
it's just as simple as shutting the fuck up. Shut up. Shut. Let me tell you, and without putting too much of my business out there, it's been a
Okay.
minute. It's been a little minute. So there was someone that I had been intimate with years ago, and the evening, no, we weren't intimate. The evening just didn't go as it was planned.
Hmm.
And we didn't really speak since then. But I had been thinking about it because even though it didn't happen, I was like, this would have
Still curious.
probably been, it
Hmm.
probably would have been good.
Hmm.
Just from the shit he was talking and from like what the little bit that did happen, I was like, man, this probably would have been good.
Hmm.
So not too long ago, um, we started following each other again on social media, and I'm just going through his page. No, I think I was going through his stories, and I was like, you're kind of corny
Mm.
and
Mm.
immature. And I remember being like, why did you go through his stories? Like I was like beating myself up. So he eventually, like, we followed each other and just did the, usual pleasantries. Hey, it's been a minute, blah, blah. So when he finally kind of tiptoeing around that topic, I was like, he had already lost all the points. The points were gone. They were gone.
And would you say, as a woman, that there's a minimum amount of points that, like, hey, as long as you don't surpass this,
Yes.
you're good. Like, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like, as long as you
Yes.
get a 50 out of 100, whatever, I'm giving an example, you're still in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. But see, the thing, so with the points, it's kind
I
of
want to
like,
hear this. I like this. This is info, man. This is important info that people need to know.
you just go down a tier. So you start at 100, you like your husband material. You're like, oh, I want to be with this, whatever. And then as it goes, maybe, we'll see. And then it goes down like, Maybe you could just be a friends of benefit. You slowly bring yourself down to like, you can't even smell it. Like you can't get nowhere near it.
Oh man, and I'm gonna assume that also affects the attraction to that person too. Like maybe
Yeah.
between like 90 and 100, you're like, yo, I'm ready right now. You know what I'm saying? The other one, it might take a little bit more work. The last tier, I'm sure he's got to do a lot in order to like, get you to where you're even like, all right, I guess we could try this.
Guys will really, I mean, mm,
You look so. I
just
love when you have that
because
disappointed face. It's hilarious.
you like my disappointment.
No, because it
Wow.
already happened, so it's cool. But man, it's
But it's
hilarious to
really
see it.
like, and this is not all cases, right? But most of the time, it's literally as simple as just shut up. Shut up. We're
Now,
having a
say how you was gonna say
conversation.
it though. Say how you was gonna say it.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, cool.
Like,
Yeah.
don't like if we're having a conversation, and I know what it is. Like
Hmm.
the man is like, and I'm saying the man because I'm interested in men.
Hmm.
The man's like, this conversation's going good. I gotta throw some sauce on it. Yeah, I gotta be funny. No, just shut
I gotta throw some
up.
sauce on it.
If it's to the point where
Oh
like
my
we've
god.
given you our phone number and it's the real number, and even if it is because I have a bad habit of doing this where I will give out my number
Hmm.
and then immediately the next I'm like, God,
Why'd I do that?
shit, why I do that? So if
Mhm.
you've gotten the number you're getting conversation, and I'm not talking about dry ass like one word,
Mhm.
get the fuck off my line conversation, like real
An
conversation,
actual vibe.
you're good.
Mhm.
You're good. Just slow down and shut the fuck up. I cannot stress that part enough. Don't throw. You already have enough sauce on it. If the person is conversing with you, we're
Mhm.
having conversation. And we're on the phone. We laugh. You are the sauce is there. You don't
Mhm.
need to add anything else. Shut up. Just shut.
I love that.
Just shut up.
It's great advice, y'all. Hopefully people are listening and they could
Yes.
take this advice.
Yes.
Just
And that
shut up.
goes for women too. I mean, I've never been on that receiving end, but
It can. You're right. It
no,
can
it can
happen.
happen. I have
Yeah.
tons of nephews who all think like I'm one of their homeboys, and they
Mhm.
tell, "Oh man, but they talk about it all the time, all the time." So I know that it goes both ways. But
So,
I think it's worse for men because guys was even annoyed. They'll still have sex.
hmm. Anyway,
They'll be having sex like I ain't never hitting this bitch up again, but they're gonna do it. Women, please, that's it. That's you lost your chance.
oh shit. You know what? For guys, I would say it's like this, and maybe other people can attest, maybe not. But for me, it's like there is an annoyance level that if you get to that, like it's in the opposite direction of the points you were talking about. If you get to an annoyance level that's too high beyond my tolerance, then no, it's not gonna happen. Like I, it's rare. I'd have to be in a certain space where I'm thinking with the other head, where you're super annoying and still I can, you know, be there with you and go all the way. But usually, anyway, but that's a whole nother topic. I gotta my thing is timing, apparently. Like I have a bad I'm bad at timing. Like it's not really what I say, but it's like when I say it.
Something
Um
just popped into my mind.
what's up? What you talking about? Ricky 2JZ says Joanna. That's my cousin, by the way.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's my song.
Yeah.
No, continue with your story. I'll text you because I don't even think this can make it to the pod.
What? Okay, all right, text me then,
No.
I guess. All right. Hopefully it can. Um my thing is timing, right? So okay, I say things that maybe aren't the best. They're very honest, right? However, if I would have said it in a different time frame, it might not have the same, you know what I'm saying, like the same response, the same reaction. So, um, yeah, you know what? You can bring that up. That's fine. That's cool. If you want to, I'm cool with
I
it. You
don't
know
know if I
me.
want
I'm
to.
laying it on the table, man. You think about that while I'm telling my side. So, what was I saying? So, all right. So timing, right? So I'm gonna give you an example, And I know people are gonna look at me and be like, "Yo, you're dumb as hell," right? But the way I think about things is like, I'm gonna tell the truth, even if I know going in that it could get me out. Like, pussy might be off the table after I say whatever I say. I'm the type of person who feels like I'd rather just get it out, and whatever happens, happens. And I'm kind of like 50% for the most part. It might still go down, it might not, but hey, afterwards, I feel like, all right, at least I got that out. And I know
I
exactly why I didn't
100%
get it.
believe this. I 100% believe this.
So one
Those of
time,
you all who do not know
oh
Jensen,
shit,
this is like Jensen does not care. And not
I
even in a
care.
mean or nasty. No,
Uh,
you don't.
I care,
Not in a mean way. But Jesus is gonna say what he wants to say.
but I'm gonna say it in a nice way though. I'm gonna say it in a
Okay.
respect. I'm gonna say it in a
Yes, he
respectful
is.
way.
Yes, you
Always,
will. You will.
always
But you're
respectful.
gonna get it out. You're
Yeah,
going to get it out.
most times. Yeah, I'm not that great at holding my tongue sometimes. So I'll take that. I'll accept that. That's a quality I don't mind having. But one time, so I told a young lady after, I don't remember if it was like right after we had, like had like a sexual encounter for the first time. Uh it might have been that night or it might have been the next morning. I think it was that night. But also I was under the influence. In my defense, I was under the influence.
Would you have
You know,
said it if you weren't?
I don't think I would have said it then. Like my timing would have been like my judgment would have been a little bit better in terms of the timing, and I would have probably said it another time. But I said it when I said it. And I told her, "Oh man, this is really cool that, what I'm saying, like I got to have sex with two different people in one day." Now, obviously, that's who wants to hear that? Nobody wants to
Was
hear
this
that.
college Jensen? This is post college Jensen?
This is probably 2019, maybe. This was recent. It's pretty recent.
Now you said that
Oh
you were
man.
under the influence, and had you not
I
been,
really
you
was though.
you would have said it a different way, or
No,
maybe
no,
not
no.
at that time.
Not at that time. It probably would have came up in conversation, like naturally. You know what I'm
Why
saying?
why
Because
does
it's
she
still
need
my
to know
truth.
that at all?
It's my truth. That's why.
That's your lit, but why does she need to know that?
She don't need to know, but I wanted to share my truth.
Why
That's
that
all.
I'm sorry, Jensen, that's an asshole move.
I wasn't trying to. And you know what? I understand why, I'm saying, this person didn't really want to, I guess, do stuff afterwards, even though it could have been that, or it could have been the fact that I was under the influence when we did it. And I don't know, maybe she kind of enjoyed it, but didn't enjoy it as much as she could have. I don't know. But either way, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, say I was right for anything. I'm just saying that that's what I said. Like I said what I said.
You said this face to face?
This was in the bed.
I would have what? No. You would have caught an elbow to the face. You say something like that to me.
But you got to understand the type of person I am. I'm not saying that like to like brag, or I'm not saying it in a way that's like, oh,
What
this is
was
a
the
conquer. Like
reason?
this is more like me sharing, like, oh, this was a great experience. Like it wasn't me trying to like, it wasn't me trying to put it in a light that was anything besides like, hey, I think this is something interesting to share. Now, again, was I wrong for the timing? Probably,
I
most
think
likely.
you're wrong for saying it, period. Now, why
I
does
think,
she need
I
to know
think, I
that?
think, I think that is up to how the conversations had gone after that, because they could have gone in that direction where that could have been, there could have been an opportunity, or there could have been a time for that to come out. Maybe not. I'm not saying that it there was definitely gonna be a time, but maybe not.
What was her reaction?
Um, she didn't say anything, but chances are she wasn't feeling it. But again, what can I do? Like I'm she gave me a lot of drinks, by the way. So I'm gonna put some of that
Let's
on her.
blame her
No, I'm
for
just playing.
you.
I'm just playing, y'all. I'm really just joking around. It was all me. It was all
Jason,
me.
don't ever tell nobody that ever again in life. Okay. I don't care if you had sex
No,
with
that
three
was
people one day. Don't you ever.
that was an experience. That was a learning experience. But you see, I'm sorry to say this, but like my whole life to me is like a social experiment. And so I do things that maybe a lot of people aren't willing to do, just so I could figure out like what the result or the effect will be, even if I have to suffer for it to some degree. But I feel like
But
I
you know
win
what
when I get
too?
answers though.
I feel like you kind of, I don't even know how to word this. Like, I feel like if the roles were reversed and she said that to you,
Hmm.
it would not have bothered you. So you go off of your own compass. Like this is
Sometimes.
your level. So everyone is not going to meet you at this level. But my problem with that also is you know yourself and you know that about you. You know that you things that might bother the average person is not going to bother you.
Hmm.
S- Bro, you know I'm upset for this girl. Like I am so like why would you do
You
that?
know what? Sometimes too, I think I'd be testing to see who is close to where I'm at. And when I don't mean like
Don't
up
you ever
here.
test don't
I'm
test
saying
nothing with me. Let me can I put that out? It's August 16, 9 Don't you ever test anything with me. Okay? Don't do it. Please. I beg.
it's not
And
anything
we've had a few tests.
disrespectful.
We've had a few tests. Don't test me no
Tell me
more.
about some, please. I'd like to know. Have we had some
Jensen,
tests?
we have had some tests. Let me
Okay.
tell y'all about how one time Jensen called. We was at school just having a regular day. I mean, nothing even I don't even think anything crazy happened. I don't even remember why he was upset. I think I knocked his hat off the table.
Was that you or was that
Yes.
somebody else? Because I
No,
know it
that
was
was
somebody
somebody else.
else.
See, okay, so
Yeah.
point blank, I don't even remember what happened, but I know whatever it was in jest. Me and Jensen have this type of playful relationship, whatever. Like, whatever. We used to just make fun of Jensen.
Yeah.
So
Great relationship, y'all.
it wasn't just me.
Super healthy. Yeah. She's like, oh, we had this really good relationship where everything was all good, but we all made fun of him. That's how that went. So
Come
go
on,
ahead.
Jensen,
Continue.
you're gonna say you didn't enjoy
Continue.
some of it.
When it was funny, I enjoyed it.
So
If my stuff got dirty, I wasn't having a good time.
that
But go
wasn't
ahead.
me with that incident. I
Go
don't
ahead.
remember
You're
what
right.
had
That was
happened that
somebody else.
day.
I kind of remember, but we're not gonna go into that. That's a different story.
No,
Go
tell
ahead.
me. I really don't remember what I did.
No, it wasn't
Oh, you talking
you
about the
that
hat?
time.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's a different story.
So anyway, the day goes on. We're in school just fine. It's after, I mean, way after school now. I'm at the gym and Jensen calls me and I'm like, hey, what's up? You know, I'm getting off the shit. What's up? He's like, I just want to tell you that you're pretty rude. I was like, what?
Please. I can
He's
only
like, yeah.
handle too much laughing.
He's like, yeah, I just want to tell you that you're rude. And I was like, all right. He's like, all right, bye. And I'm like,
No, I'm pretty
I
sure I
was
went in. I'm pretty
so
sure I told you
I
why.
swear that was the whole conversation. You were like, "I
Hmm.
just want you to know that I think you're pretty rude." And I was like, "Okay." And you were like, "All right,
Just
bye."
just for those of y'all listening, this came from something that was said earlier, either that day or like at some point recently something had happened where she
It
had said
happened
something.
that day.
Okay. Well,
I
either
don't
way,
remember what it was. I was so mad. Like I literally left the gym. I was like,
why don't you
I
use
was
that energy to
so mad. I remember like I called my whole girl to Marley, like, girl, let me tell you about this motherfucker here. Like I was so mad. And then I see Jason the next day and he's like, I want to punch you in the face. Like
Oh man.
Jason, oh my
Oh
God.
goodness,
The
man.
Lord have mercy. Don't test nothing on me. Do not. I'm not the friend to test nothing on with.
All right, so Joanne will not be in any of my social experiments, but oh my god, that is hilarious. Woo. There was a time actually, there was something recently that happened where I told some again, it's more of a timing thing, and she actually told me it was the timing more than anything. I shared with somebody that I was, having sex with that I was like, hey, it's time for us to probably have the conversation of the other potential partners I have. You know what I'm saying? Like people who I haven't had sex with or I haven't had sex with in a while, but people that are on that like potential partners list who it could either happen because it's happened before or it could happen at any time because, it's kind of in the works.
What was the context of your relationship with this person?
I was, what do you mean? Like, were we like together or whatever
Yeah,
else?
was it just a
No,
casual thing or
it was more of a casual. It was more like a friends with benefits
why
type
does
of
she
thing.
need to know that?
Because this is the thing. You would think that, right? Every woman is different. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. Some women say, hey, don't tell me nothing. Other women say, I want to know everything. So now when I go into these situations, I literally have to ask women in the beginning, hey, how much do you want to know? Like, how much and when do you want to know
So
stuff?
had this person said,
Mhm.
"I don't wanna know anything."
Then I would have just not said anything.
Okay.
But the worst part was that in this case, and she didn't do it on purpose, but she said, hey, I don't have any questions right now, but whatever you want to share, you can share. So that put me in a place where I'm like, I'm in the same place. Like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to share or not, because I have an issue with oversharing sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
So,
You do.
but knowing this about me, that put me in a rough place. Anyway, so I shared that with her. She appreciated that I shared it, but because of the timing, it felt like I was saying, hey, um, which I think recently, like maybe that day or something, um she wasn't in the mood to do it. And so I think she felt like I was saying, hey, if you're not gonna do it, I
I'm
got
gonna
other
find somewhere else.
people in the works that are gonna do it. And that's not at all what I was saying. I didn't actually even remember in my mind, I wasn't even thinking about the situation that had happened earlier when she, wasn't in the mood. So, when we talked about that, I was like, damn, that was taken like that. But it made me more aware that all right, I have to be more conscious of the timing of conversations that I have with people and some of the stuff I say. And so, but also I say that's the second time because she told me straight up, like, that got her out the mood. Like we had, gotten ready to start stuff, and then she was like, yeah. I saw her face, and then I was like, what's going on? Like, what's in your mind? You're definitely not here with me. And she told me, she was like, yeah, I'm kind of turned off. So I was
Nah,
like,
Jesus, I refuse to believe that this is you doing this type of stuff. Like,
I'm being.
so
What do you
before
mean?
you have sex with this person is when you tell
No, no,
her.
no, no, no. This wasn't right before. No, 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 not at all. This was let's say that the conversation happened um a couple hours before. Like I had, I can't say I initiated. Like it just kind of went there together mutually. But I think she was like down, and then as she was in the moment, that conversation came back up, and she wasn't there anymore. So but at
I
least we
had a
talked about it though.
very similar situation. Well, yeah, I would say it was similar, but in my case, me and this person we were dating. We were dating,
Mhm,
but he made it clear that he was like his options were open. This is like on
mhm,
date number 1. Like I said, like to get everything out on date number 1.
mhm,
So he was like, yeah, I talk to other people, I'm just, I'm dating. And I was like, okay, I'm not really used to that style of dating, but I realized it's 2021. This was a few years ago, but whatever. And that's just how people date now. So whatever.
mhm,
Because you know me, I'm old school. We meet, we talk, we talking. It's us. Ain't no other, but so whatever.
mhm,
Um, he would casually mention, like, just in passing about. So I said to him, I was like, listen, I understand that you're dating other people. I really just don't want to know about it.
mhm,
Like, you don't have to worry about me being one of those women who, because you don't mention it, I'm thinking I'm the only one. Like, you've already said you're dating other women. Until you tell me you are not, until you tell me we're exclusive, I'm gonna assume you're dating other. Like,
mhm.
but he would all. It was like we would argue. I mean, like argue about this, and I'm like, I don't need to know. I don't.
So
And
even after you said that, he was still offering up
yes,
information? It's
yes.
interesting. Okay.
But then, I mean, I would never do that to him. I wouldn't do that to anybody. If I make it clear, like I'm still dating, that's all you need to know. Even if you ask me, I'm not gonna say anything.
Mm, okay.
I mean,
Oh,
if I feel like it's not your business, I'm not gonna
fair
say
enough.
anything. I'm gonna let you know. Yes, I'm dating other people. You're not gonna ask me who. You're not gonna ask me where are we going. You're not gonna ask me nothing. I'm not gonna answer.
Okay. I got a
So
follow up to that, but go ahead.
no, absolutely. So needless to say, I did not offer up this information to him, but he would make it clear that if he ever saw me out with someone, if I slipped and said something about someone, like I'm blocking your number, and I'm like,
See? Okay.
but when I blatantly ask you, like, do not talk about these other women to me, you still do it.
So there's a thing. There's different kinds of people. There's
Assholes and not assholes.
no, there's the Mario Winans. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Which
don't
is the
want to
what?
know.
I don't.
There's you,
Okay,
right? So you in
that's
the Mario
me.
Winans camp, right? But then there's people Um, kind of like me, I don't like to be blindsided or surprised about that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of people out there like that too. So
Well,
he's
how
one
can
of
you
the,
be blindsided if she
if
already
if he
said,
no, if he saw you out with somebody and he didn't expect to see that, that could fuck somebody up. Like if they're not ready. That's what I'm saying. Like, so there's some people that like to be warned that something is going on. For me, it's not so I'm blindsided if I see you out and about. For me, it's more like I've had a partner say this as well, and I appreciated it. Me and her having sex. So who I'm having sex with matters to her as well by
yes,
default. So that was
absolutely.
what she told me. And I was like, you're totally right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe she might not want to know all the intricate details, but she might want to know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of how long have y'all been having sex? How regularly it, nobody ever asked me how regularly, but I'm just saying these are questions that I can't even get mad about
So
because
the only question I feel is relevant, excuse me, in
okay,
that situation is, are you having unprotected sex? And are you getting tested?
okay.
Because let me tell I don't I don't have unprotected sex. I'm not, and this has also been an argument. And I'm like, you cannot flat out tell me that you are sexually active with other women
Mm-hmm.
and well, I'm not even gonna get into what was said, but
Yeah.
there's no conversation that needs to be had because you could tell me whatever. You could tell me, oh, you're the only one I'm having. That's fine and dandy. Go ahead and grab the like I'm not like I feel like that's the only question that's relevant. If someone asks me that, you know what? I take that back. If someone I'm intimate asks me if I'm intimate with someone else, I would answer that question. If they ask
Mm-hmm.
me if it's protected, I would answer that question. If they ask me to get tested, I would say yes, let's go together.
Mm-hmm.
Those I feel like are the only
Agree.
three questions that are relevant when it comes to like I'm dealing with you in whatever capacity and I know you're dealing with other people. I don't need to know how often. I don't need to know just don't
You said
cross
don't tell
days.
you nothing. You said don't tell you anything, though,
Don't tell
right?
me anything, but just out of
Okay.
respect, don't cross days. Don't see her Friday morning and see me Friday night. You know what I'm saying? Don't do
Oh,
that.
okay. I see what you mean by crossing days.
You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? Don't
gotcha.
cross days. That's all I ask. I just want to make sure enough time has passed to where those bodily fluids are gone,
Hmm.
from
Maybe you
whatever you
got
got to
time
go,
to wash the sheets and everything too. Like
brush your teeth, whatever.
yeah.
But um that's it. I don't want to know anything else. I really don't.
But there's a tricky part of that, right? Like when you said the unprotected part, because how about oral sex? A lot of people. I mean, there is protection for oral sex, but
Yes,
a
there
lot of
are.
people don't use it. You know what I'm
Yeah, they
saying?
don't.
Like, so that's a form of unprotected sex. And
Hmm.
so so it
That's
then
true.
becomes like at least for somebody like me, I'll admit that, if I'm having sex with somebody, chances are I'm performing oral sex on them as well. So you pretty much should know everybody that I'm active with, even if I'm using protection for
Meaning
intercourse.
how many people?
Oh, definitely how many people, but also I think you should know
What does how
whatever.
many people change between 1 and
Oh,
5? You're having sexual relations with one other person or 5 other what changes?
because if one of those people has something,
It might maybe
anything,
that one person has like, I don't
it could, it
feel
could, it could.
I don't maybe I'm projecting my own. I don't wanna know how many because I don't my thing is, I know me.
Hmm.
If you're like, "Yeah, Joanne, I'm dealing with you, and I'm also dealing with these 5 other girls," like,
Hmm.
that's it. That's all I need to know. Now, I'm envisioning you with these girls. I'm like, "Hey, let's get up today." "Oh, I can't. I'm kinda busy." "Oh, you with one of those other like, oh my god, I don't. So, yes, to a certain degree, I do move as if I'm the only one.
Hmm.
In my mind, it puts me at ease. However, I know there's other women. I don't care.
Gotcha.
It's like out of sight, out of mind. I'm not gonna start acting crazy. Like, oh, you going out? Yeah, like that's our. You already told me you're dealing with other people. Great, but just for my own comfort, I'm
And
going
you
to.
and you're saying you still also take precaution as if
Oh my
there are
god,
many other people.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right. Well, then
Because
in
in the
that case,
line
then
of
yeah.
in my line of work, I'm over a teen pregnancy prevention program, so I have access to tons of condoms. I'm the condom house. My nephews call me 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, Tati, I'm gonna pick like I don't ever not have protection. You know what I'm saying? Like I have boxes of condoms. So I
Makes
give them
sense.
out. I ship them, to my nephews who live out of state. I send boxes of condoms to Haiti. Like, I'm always gonna have some type of protection. So
Yes.
that's not. We will just not have sex, and that has happened.
Okay. That's good. That's pretty. I'm not gonna say that's how it should be, but that's definitely
I
a
mean,
good example
you're just
to
not
set for
you're
people.
not gonna tell me that you're dealing with other people and think, "Mm, okay, like that's reckless to me."
Yep, I agree. Cuz what's the eyes for? What's that in response to? Because we've said a lot just now. So which part of that had you surprised? I think I had. Did I have a follow up question to something you said?
And I said I don't want to know how
Oh, it was
many
that one.
women.
Okay, got you. Yeah. Because I've had a person be like, "Hey, I do want to know, who the other who, and you know what? Then there's the other part too, right? So, and this is not for everybody. Um, can you see the comments or no?
Yeah.
You
Well,
can.
the last one I see is like a
La-
shocked face.
Okay,
Okay, I see the
so
hands.
and then he says she is amazing. I
Me?
assume he's talking
Hey.
about you. So, um,
Thank you.
there's another aspect of this, right? Depending on how deep the relationship is in terms of what you guys are doing, then there's also the topic of would you want to know who other people are in case y'all see each other in the street? So that's a whole nother issue that we can't ignore. We can't just act like, oh, it's not a thing because sometimes.
How does knowing who the person is help that?
So here's this how I look at it, right? If I'm with somebody in any capacity, if it's well, not any capacity, but in a capacity where we're intimate sexually, then I'd like to know if, let's say, you are dealing with somebody else, how people could act sometimes, right? And people could try to like act a certain way in public to try to make you look bad, and especially if you don't know of them. Now they kind of have like an upper hand, or if they know about you and you don't know about them,
So this
that type of
person
stuff.
sees you, but they're not with the woman, with the girl. They're just out on by themselves and they see you.
No, no, no. Let's say me and her are together, and one of the guys that maybe she has dealt with or is dealing with is out and about as well and sees us. And now I don't know, something about I don't like people having an upper hand on me. You feel me? Like, so him like seeing us together and kind of like maybe having some insight if he does, and me not having any insight, I'm not feeling that. Like, I like to know something. Like, I don't like to be caught off guard, especially in public. Like, I'm not a fan of that.
So would you want her to tell you in the moment? Like,
Well, if she
hey,
hadn't told me, yeah, if she hadn't told me before, then yeah, definitely be like, hey, that dude right there, like, he's somebody to her, whoever he is.
I've been in that situation.
Do you want to know or
And
you don't want to
I
know?
don't wanna know, and I thank
Okay.
God he did. So this is the same guy. The
Hmm.
same guy that I'm talking about who was dealing with other people. We were out somewhere. Um, okay, whatever. We were out somewhere and we were very touchy-feely.
Hmm.
Like, I was like, I mean, not really in a sexual way, but you could like if you were watching, you could tell that we were like together. Like, I
Hmm.
was playing with his hair, whatever. Like we were in each other's phone, whatever. So the conversation, so someone that I used to deal with came in, and I spoke to them. I said, "Hey," and this was like a very like social setting. So whatever. That wasn't that didn't ring any alarm, any bells in his head.
Hmm.
So later, I said something to him like, "Oh, that guy was someone I dealt with." He,
Okay.
da, 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 da. And he was like, "Yeah, well, somebody I dealt with was there too, and she stormed off. Like, you didn't see her storm out?" And I was like, "No." And in my head, I'm like, "Thank God Almighty, you did not point her out to me because
Oh,
I
somebody for
honestly,
him.
both of
A
somebody
pass.
from both of us was at this,
Wow.
just so
Hmm.
happened was at the spot."
Hmm.
And I only said something about my ex because I saw how he looked at our I mean, it was very like, "Hey, how you doing? Yeah, it's good to see you." But
Hmm.
I could tell. And I'm just that type of person. Like, I don't want you to think anything's going on, whatever. So I said something later. I was like, "Yeah, yeah." He was like, I don't remember his exact words, but it was something like, I don't know. I remember being upset at his response. But then he mentioned like, "Oh yeah, she stormed out and blah 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 blah." And I'm like,
Hmm.
Thank God he didn't tell me that. Like, even to say, even before she stormed out, if he would have said, like, "Oh, that girl over there," I would have been so uncomfortable. And I
Okay,
probably would have been extra. And I don't like to be like that. You know what I'm
got you.
saying? So I don't want to know. Now, if she comes, like, if it's if now, if you have to tell me because she's, acting away and she's like, that's something very different. But if she's over there and she not coming over here and she leaves, let that bitch leave. Don't even, you ain't got to tell me about it after. I don't care. Like, I do not, I don't want to know. I don't want to
Uh,
know. I don't want to know what she looks like. I don't want to know her name. I don't want she do a living. I don't want to know nothing.
I
Nothing. I
think
don't
I
want to know
think I
anything.
think it's very obvious and apparent that Joanne and I are on opposite ends of this spectrum as well. I want to know as much as you're comfortable telling me.
So what if she's comfortable
Um,
telling you nothing?
oh no, not that's not an option because I'm comfortable telling you everything. So I'm all about reciprocation too.
We spoke
So
about this,
hey, guess
Jensen.
what? I feel you, but just like everybody has boundaries in their relationships. So
So
a
what would you
boundary for
want
me
to
is
know? How much
I'd
information do
like to
you want?
know, hey, if this is somebody that either you're dealing with presently or somebody you've dealt with in the
So
past.
let's
And that's it.
say you
And that's
have
it.
this person, like, let's say you're home. You're
Mhm.
home, the two of you at one of you guys' houses, and she says, I'm currently dealing with two other people.
Okay.
What else do you want to know in that moment?
I would have to be in the moment to see what questions came up. Uh how long have you been dealing with these people? What's the, like the depth of the relationship maybe? Those might be it. And oh, and if there's unprotected sex happening, because obviously that affects me too. So I really do want to know that. Because that may affect how I move with you. Like if I have, let's say, if I'm dealing with, let's say, three women, right? There might be one that on occasion, you know what I'm saying? On occasion, possibly. But look, I'm being
Jensen.
real. On
Okay.
occasion, maybe there's no protection because I feel like there's a different type of connection with that person, right? But I would not do that with multiple people at once. You know what I'm saying? And so if I'm not the person for her that she's doing that with, let's say she thinks the same way, then I'd like to know because now, when I'm doing certain things, I might be, at some level of risk. Whenever you have sex, by the way, people, you're at some level of risk of either STI or, if you're in, if you're involved in intercourse, then there's always a chance for pregnancy. So just keep that in mind. I'm not at all saying or encouraging that you need to, go out, and especially, actually, I'm saying you shouldn't. You probably should use protection. Not probably. You should use protection at all times. All right. But I'm saying my situation and my comfort level based on the relationship I have with a person. If that person is special and there's a different type of connection there. So yeah, I would like to know. Those are pretty much what the questions I would ask. I mean, I don't need to know too much beyond that, to be honest. I don't need to know when you're over there or anything like that, because if you're not with me, whatever you're doing is your business. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something way different. But if we're in the same place, and here's the thing too. If you can't tell me at the time, that's fine. You could do like you did and tell me afterwards and be like, hey, this person was whatever. But it's a problem only with if the person comes up and is acting silly or crazy. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't know what's going on. I could read the energy, but I don't have information, and I don't like not being informed when somebody else is like,
I agree.
kind of out of
In
control.
those instances, yes, tell me something.
Yeah. If you know this
Although I would
person is,
probably already assume that if I see a chick acting crazy, I already know what it's about. I already know what time it is.
true.
But yes, in that instance, do tell me. But if we just, oh my God, these women don't even exist to me. So no need for you to bring them up. Like, I don't,
True.
and I almost felt like he was doing it as a reminder. Like, I'm like, bitch, you about to be one hole less. Like, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me, like one chick less. Leave me the fuck alone about this. I don't, not that I don't care. I don't want to know.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
That's fair.
So we're gonna have to agree to disagree on that one, child. These
That's
girls do
okay.
not exist in my world.
Ricky 2JZ, who's a lying shan?
Men, men, I agree.
Wait, I
I
don't know who he's talking
agree.
about.
He's
Who's he
talking
talking
about
about?
men. Okay,
I don't
men,
know. Yeah.
men.
For those of y'all who don't know, we are Haitian American, and so we are multilingual. Chien means dog in Creole. So um, that's he still didn't answer to tell me, who he's talking about. So I'm not gonna assume he's talking about men. I'm gonna assume he's talking about somebody in the story that we were talking about.
Who was
But
the man?
what did he lie about? Nobody lied. He told you straight up afterwards that
I
hey,
don't think
he
he was
was,
a liar. He just was very his personality. Our personalities would just never mesh.
apparently
He's
he was talking about the dude you were with.
oh my god, yeah.
I don't see the lie, but all right.
I wouldn't call him a liar necessarily. I would call him an asshole though.
Oh, wait, hold up. What did he do in that situation that was assholish by him telling you
No,
after?
no, no, not that
Oh, okay, okay,
situation
okay.
in
Okay, okay.
particular. He's
I thought it
just
was
an
that situation.
asshole in
And in
general.
general, okay.
Yeah, just an asshole in general. A jerk, if you will.
Very rude.
You're good there.
So, okay, y'all see, I want to know more. Joanne wants to know less. Um, you should ask
I
whoever
want
you're
to know
with.
nothing.
Oh, I'm sorry. She wants to know
I
absolutely
want to know
nothing.
nothing
Zero.
until she's gone. You know what I want to know? They're gone. It's
That
me
they're no
and
longer
you.
together.
They're no longer together. I don't even like the
Well,
way you phrase that.
okay,
I don't.
involved.
She don't exist. She don't exist no more. That's what I want to know. Tell me when that happened. These girls are gone. It's just me and you. All right, cool.
I'm,
Now we can talk about it.
I'm glad you at least
How
know
long
yourself,
ago
though.
did you kick them to the curb? All right, cool.
Is that
And
an important question? I mean, that
yeah.
might.
Because if you just kicked them to the curb yesterday, you still dipping back. Like, let's keep it real. If you just had this conversation with her this morning, look, I really like this other girl. I'm gonna see where you still dipping back. You're still gonna dip back. So matter of fact, don't tell me until you're done dipping. Tell me a
Okay.
month after. You break it off with them on Monday, August 16th. Tell me September 16th. Hey, it's been about a month since I told these girls
Oh
I'm
my
done.
God.
Now is when I can start to be like, all right, so why they still hitting your phone? Now I could kind of be like,
You
this is
could
a
you could
problem.
assess you could assess the situation a lot better
Yes,
too
because
when
men lie,
yeah.
like your cousin said. You know,
Uh,
shit,
I
shit,
mean, look,
shit.
people
No lie,
lie. People lie. Okay, men are not the only ones that lie. Women be lying
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
All right, what this man
yeah.
got to say? Very
Ricky, what
forward.
the heck? Wow.
I'm gonna go ahead and say
Wait.
no. All right,
What
no, we have
isn't
not.
wasn't this a textable question? Is this something you could have texted him or something?
Yeah, some people just don't do the texting thing first,
No,
but
me and Jensen have never ever messed around. Okay? Ever.
it's true. This show might be preparing you guys for love. We already addressed this 2 episodes ago, all right? But we could talk about it again.
We
How
did not address this.
no, we addressed how we would not be a match, and we both understand that, and we
Oh,
accept it. You
yeah.
know what I'm
But we
saying? We
didn't
good
talk
with
about
that.
this on the show.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Okay, I don't remember that.
Pretty sure
But
we
yeah,
did.
we did.
If we didn't, then let's. He said, "I am
Ricky
texting."
got questions, baby. I like it.
So
Ricky has Ricky.
I
Ricky
can't
need
stand
to
him
know.
sometimes, yo. I
Ricky got
can't stand this
questions,
dude
baby.
sometimes,
Okay,
man.
Ricky got questions.
Hopefully that's your last question of
That
the
need
night
and nah, go
because
ahead, Ricky. Keep them coming.
but what I was gonna say was we established the fact that you know what I'm saying, like we've known each other for a long time. We've been friends for a while. And then it will even go into this that you know what I'm saying in the past there was like an attraction between me and Joanne or whatever. We both told each other about it. Great. Nothing ever came out of it. And not only that, once we started like, getting to know each other more in our adulthood, we realized that our personalities might not go together. And you could see just based off of like the way we think about relationships, shit wouldn't work. Cause I'm over here like trying to hold my tongue and it would not go well. It
It
wouldn't.
wouldn't.
What I remember the comment you said one of us wouldn't make it out alive. You said you thought it was
I don't
me.
think you would make it out alive. Yeah,
Okay, fair enough. Why did you say that again? What was the
because
reason?
it
Because
can. I like, I am a very passionate person. I am. So if I'm
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at the
me
comment.
too, I know. If I'm like if I Jensen
Oh man, I
Jensen's
can't
not
stand
gonna
this dude.
return the energy. And and he might not need to return it on my level, but I need something. Jensen would just be like, I don't know what to tell you. I could be like, look, Jensen, Jensen would be like, I already told you I'm not talking about this. Like Jensen,
Oh
babe, how
my
do I look today?
god.
I don't really like that. You look a little fat in that dress. I don't know.
No, if
It's
you
not
ask
as
me
flattering. It's
specifically,
not flattering.
I
It's
can
you
say,
know,
yeah, you're not. It's not flattering. It's not your best look. Like I know you could do better, babe. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say. I'd say something like that.
Jensen,
Give me some
no.
kind of credit. All right. I wouldn't just be tactless. You feel me? Like there would be a
You're
level
not tactless, but
of
you're very
respect.
Jensen is very stuck, like like I don't even want to say stuck as if he like is incapable of compromise, but I don't even know how to describe it.
Go ahead.
Jensen
I
is
want to hear it. Man, Joanne at a loss for words. This
I'm
don't
at a
happen,
loss
y'all.
for words.
Like this really does not happen.
You're not gonna sway Jensen, is my point.
This
You're
is true.
not going to sway Jensen to do what he does not want to do. And that could be anything. Anything. I could tell you in high school, most of us had cars, and Jensen was not allowed to ride in cars with teenagers. Okay, this was a rule in his house. We were walking to the Wendy's, which is across the street from our school, literally across the street. But we're at Miami-Dade College, so across the street is like a long drive, whatever. So we're driving past Jensen. We stop. Hey, jump in. He's like, nope, that's fine. I'm walking. It's like 4 cars zooming past all of us, and Jensen's walking with his book bag. Fine, no problem. On the way back, it's raining. It's pouring.
Raining that bad.
Oh man, we're like Jensen. Jensen, my man has his book bag on.
Oh
He
my
didn't
god.
even turn his. I'm like, bro, I'm sure your mom would understand that it was raining and your friends wanted to give you a ride. My man's
But
like, no,
I like the way you highlighted earlier. It was right across the street, like right across the street.
bro,
So it
if you
wasn't that
know
long a walk.
Miami
It
Dade
was less than
Community
10 minutes.
College
It
or
was
Miami
less than
Dade
a 10-minute walk.
College as it is now, yes, Wendy's is across the street. It's first of all,
Hmm.
it's across 119th Street, which is a
Yep.
very busy street. And then we're walking like we're walking into the campus, like where our classes were was in like you Jensen, that was more than a 10-minute walk. Keep it
Nah,
real.
maybe 12. All right, maybe 12.
That was a good 15 to 20-minute walk.
Nah, our lunch
Yes.
was only 30 minutes. What you talking about?
Our lunch was 30 minutes, Jensen.
Wasn't it? Oh, or was our lunch unlimited?
We
Oh
had
yeah.
an unlimited lunch.
Okay.
We
Okay,
had
the
an I used to go get my
specified
hair done on our lunch break. What are you talking? I would
the
get my nails
specified
done.
lunch period was 30. All right, but we had
Anyways,
a little bit of
Jensen
leeway.
is not going to be swayed. He's
In
not
most cases, you're
going
right.
to be swayed. And I just Jensen, I I would have to go to therapy just like if no. And I
It's
got
called
asked that
it's
a
called
lot.
it's called the strong will. You know what I'm saying?
No.
That's all it is.
After the first podcast, everybody was like, "What's up with you and Jensen?" I'm like, "Nothing, nothing." Okay. Mm-mm.
Exactly. And that's okay. That's totally okay. Like we could just be cool and have a good synergy
Yeah, we can.
or else. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's actually, what's crazy? That you could be cool,
You're breaking up, Jensen, or is that me?
people you're not going anywhere, like beyond whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? That's something I had to learn. Because early on, if you would have asked me that question, I would have been like, let's say 10 years ago, the answer might have been like, nah, we ain't mess around. But I would have been like, but it might happen. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But like now it's more like I'm comfortable with the fact that we're friends and we're cool and it's all good. Like I honestly don't see Joanne like that now. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's
Just playing.
see. Oh God,
Where's Ricky?
Ricky. I don't know. He's
Ricky,
on
see,
something tonight.
earlier your
Oh, now
questions
you
were
don't. Oh, now you
amusing.
don't like. Oh, now you don't like
They're
what he's
not
saying.
amusing anymore.
Oh, okay. Now you don't like what he's saying. All right. Well, This is what you get. You get the whole thing. You don't just get to pick and choose what you like out of it.
Yes, yes, I can. I absolutely can. What do you mean?
So if anybody in the chat has any questions, you can go ahead and ask right now. We'll give
Except
some
for Ricky,
time.
child. Ricky, just text your questions to Jensen, okay? He'll determine if it can.
None of them would make it then. Okay. Ricky doesn't have any questions. He just has more and more comments. All right. Okay.
She wears something tight. You can.
This is what I deal with regularly. This is
Ricky, we're
my
gonna mute
family.
you. How can we mute Ricky? Let me see. I can't mute Ricky. How can I mute Ricky, bruh? Ricky, you muted, Chan. Let me.
Ricky might actually be in October. He says he wants to become a part of the podcast. So I want to see if that works out and if he's able to find time to join. He would be like somebody who's, helping like ask the questions and providing commentary, which would be rather interesting. It says,
Jensen
trust
has
me, I
seen
know
me
him.
in something tight. He ain't fall out. Or
She's right.
maybe he fell out later. I don't know.
She's right.
I do catch
I
him
have not.
looking though. I catch him looking often.
This is what we're gonna do on the show. So you want this to continue then?
I'm
You want
following
this to
Ricky's lead. Nah,
continue
we good. We good. We good. We good. We good.
because
We
it
good.
could get worse.
We're good.
Trust me when I say this is is not where you want to go. All right.
You're right.
So if nobody has questions in the chat, we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. This was another fun episode, especially with the commenter commenting. I appreciate you, Ricky Jay-Z. Thank you.
He fell.
Entertaining everybody except me because
You just laughed.
I
You
know
just
him.
laughed. You just
Yeah,
laughed.
it's
You
not
find it
that
funny.
funny. No, it's nice
I
to see
think it's
other people laughing.
hilarious, Ricky. Go ahead. You funny. I like it.
This has been episode number 14 of the Sex Mechanic podcast. I am so happy that you could all join us and be on the lookout for episode number 15 on Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. No, I had that mixed up. 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Always on the live, YouTube live. Go to my channel, subscribe. Don't forget, I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers. I'm at 473. I know y'all can get these subscriber counts up for me. So, I'm looking forward to getting more people. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, before we sign off, I do want to just make a comment. I'm not sure if you all saw what was going on in Haiti. Um, they were devastated by a 7.2 earthquake on yesterday, Sunday,
Was
August
it
15th.
yesterday? It wasn't Saturday? I think it was
Yesterday,
I think it was
Saturday.
Saturday.
So it may have been Saturday. And from my understanding, they are facing, I think, a tropical storm or some other natural disaster heading their way while they're still searching for people under rubble. So, please keep Haiti in your prayers. If you're wanting to donate, awesome. Just please do not donate to the Red Cross. And just search out reputable organizations where 100% of the proceeds are going to go to the people of Haiti. There's a list floating around of items that they need, medical items, diapers, all types of things. If you have family in Haiti, I've heard that the best thing to do instead of or in addition to maybe sending money to organizations is sending money to these family members as well as these items. So, it's
And
all chip in and do our part.
do you by chance have any actual like links or any knowledge of any of
There's
these that
a
because I
few
could put it in the chat?
organizations I uh that I feel like may be reputable. I haven't done too much research on it. It's really just based off the people who are recommending them. I know that these are solid people.
Mhm.
So I did plan on spending a good part of this week researching those organizations as well as gathering items to send over there. I do know some people who have means to get those items to Haiti. So
Okay.
if you can help out, please do.
Okay. And whenever your research has completed and you've gotten some some more info, let me know, and I could put it in the comment section and add that for people who watch this later on.
Also great. Thank you.
And I could add it to the Spotify as well. So yeah, on that note, we end today's episode. We want to thank you all for joining once again, and hopefully you can join us again next Monday. Remember, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time.
You remember 6 p.m. Pacific time and 9 p.m. Eastern. I've been drinking. My words are slurred.
Use that as an excuse. Okay. So we're signing off. Talk to
All
y'all
right.
later.
Good night.
All right. Peace.